Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
We're joined on Starline by investigative journalist and author, known for A Beautiful Child and The Quiet Dawn. His book, Into the Secrets of America's Most Powerful Family, is The Life We Chose. We welcome author Matt Birkbeck.
How are you?
Absolutely great. Matt, let's go beyond the mic. You met with Big Billy for 2 years. What's the most unique story he shared with you that amazed you?
It wasn't just one unique story. There were just many unique stories. I guess one of the real interesting ones would be when he came to become Michael Jackson's co-manager. He had intervened in a effort by Donald Trump to get Jackson to play Atlantic City. And to do that, Trump had enlisted a couple of mob guys from California who tried to strong-arm Jackson's manager, Frank DeLeo. DeLeo reached out, and ultimately they got Billy to intervene. Billy, at that time, was known as the mob's negotiator, and Billy settled it. Jackson wasn't going to play Atlantic City, but what Frank DeLeo didn't realize was that Billy was now going to become Jackson's co-manager, and he did. And he ended up going on tour with Jackson that summer, the Bad Tour. And he actually spent a lot of time with Michael, and that's all in the book. From the prologue on this story, it goes 0 to 90. Why is a mob story so compelling for people? People are just fascinated in that, we all think of the world as black and white. And I always knew there was some gray being a reporter for so many years. But talking to Billy, there's a lot of gray. And, people like Billy, it's not just organized crime. He had been the head of the Buffalino family since 1994. And before that, what makes him unique is that he had been with Russell Buffalino for 30 years. Buffalino was arguably the most powerful and influential organized crime figure of the 20th century. And Billy became his, he was protege and so-called son to Buffalino. So he was there for everything. And, he was there he met Johnny Unitas. He was there for Jimmy Hoffa. When he disappeared, I told you the Jackson story. There's a million other stories that are in the book. But the book is really a father and son story, although with organized crime as a background. And people are just fascinated by things that they just don't know. And to see how, power is used not just within organized crime, but within the entertainment field, politics, business, and it runs the gamut. And that's what makes this extremely interesting.
The book is The Life We Chose, and Matt Birkbeck joins us beyond the mic for the Rocking 8. Matt, all this is 8 random questions. Answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. There's no pressure. Favorite Italian dish?
Chicken cutlet parm.
Where do you do your best writing?
In my office.
Favorite exhibit from the Mob Museum in Vegas?
Oh, I just visited there in February. I'd say the entire museum was great.
What's the most underrated place in New York?
Tony DiNapoli's.
Matt, how has your wife and son made your life better?
Oh, I lead such a, busy life, and my career writing books has been just insane, and they keep me humble. To say the least.
Which mob story is the one you'd like to tackle next?
None. I was never going to do another mob book, and then I ended up doing this one.
How about the best New York Giants win you've ever seen in person?
Oh, Super Bowl over New England.
Always good to see a Super Bowl win. How about which type of beer is your favorite?
Sam Summer.
We're going to sneak in one more. Your book, A Beautiful Child, was turned into Netflix's Girl in the Picture. What are the key characteristics of any story that makes them vital sharing?
It has to be complex, and it has to be emotional.
It's time for One Big Question with author Matt Birkbeck, his book, The Life We Chose, Beyond the Mic. Matt, how is Hollywood's image of the mob versus reality of the mob similar and dissimilar?
It's funny. I asked Billy to delete that question. He's the expert. And I said, was there one mob movie that you really liked? Now, he did not like The Irishman for obvious reasons, because it was one of the reasons why he ended up wanting to talk to me. He didn't like the depiction of Russell Buffalino, and Frank Sheeran's story was fiction, as we write in the book. But the one movie that he said was as close to real was Goodfellas. You know, the day-to-day of it. You know, what separated Billy from that was that Billy was a national figure, where Goodfellas is just set in different neighborhoods in New York City. But he just said Goodfellas was the movie, the one movie.
He loves chicken cutlet parm while his wife and son keep him humble. He wants you to read The Life We Chose. Matt Birkbeck, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you.
And that, my friends, is Beyond the Mic Shortcut. If you're enjoying these conversations, please check out another Beyond the Mic episode to find more actors, artists, and people you need to know. We'd also appreciate a like and subscribe on the Good Pods app.